So I do have my cousin Tony on the line. And I know he had a few questions in reference to diabetes. I was explaining to him that the CBD oil has been helping the majority of our members on the group. Can you explain to him a little bit more in detail what the CBD oil would do for him?
Sure. So it's kind of interesting, Tony, and this is also for you, Jovi, and the rest of the group. I had a discussion with the formulary committee, and they are reformulating the full spectrum to include the 10x Pure delivery system. So for you, Tony, what CBD does is kind of a broad effect. The A component, which is kind of considered the parent acidic form, that seems to have more of an anti-inflammatory, more of a musculoskeletal type of benefit. It may help out with some neuropathic type of pain that could be musculoskeletal related. But for those people that have autoimmune issues, and most people that have autoimmune issues are either diabetics, pre-diabetics, people with thyroid issues. I just saw a gal today with rheumatoid arthritis. So those individuals do better with what's considered a full spectrum CBD. That means it doesn't just have the D component, that's what the CBD in, but it has all the cannabinoids, which means, or most of them, I should say, which means CBN, CBG, CBV, CBC, and then besides having all the variety of cannabinoids, it also has a variety of terpenes. Terpenes are kind of a volatile substance that is really prominent in the herbal community. So when you think about therapeutic terpenes, you think about common herbs like basil and cinnamon and eucalyptus. So those are some of the base components that are in the full spectrum. And the biggest one is camphor. Camphor is a huge antioxidant. So whenever someone is pro-inflammatory, which we think that most people that have autoimmune issues are, they need a lot of antioxidant support and a lot of anti-inflammatory support. And that's what the terpenes do. So I guess to kind of pull everything together, the full spectrum form of a CBD oil product helps out more with the autoimmune issues, which means that it helps people regulate their blood sugar. It helps make the cells more responsive to the sugar that's floating around, helps to reduce the insulin resistance, which is usually a big issue with people that have pre-diabetes. So hopefully that kind of helps out, and it wasn't too wordy. What do you think?
I appreciate it. I just, as I was telling Jovi, I just had some blood work done. I haven't had it read yet, so I'm waiting to see what that comes back. She was talking to me about it, and you know, it's pre-diabetic, you know, pre-hypertension. So I've done some work to kind of control that a little bit recently, and we'll see what the blood work shows here next week. But we just had that conversation, so she invited me on. I was like, oh yeah, great. I'd love to get some information from you. So I do appreciate it. I'm not sure where I'm at right now, because it was probably, I don't know, a handful of months prior to getting that, you know, outlook before, and then just had the blood work done last week. So
Okay.
I'll be seeing the doctor next week, so we'll see you know, how it reads, but I do appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. Where are you located at, Tony?
I'm in Chicago.
Okay, good deal. So that means you're a little bit more accessible to Jovi.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, about a half hour from her. Yeah.
Very cool. Good deal. And what we found out from one of our other group members is that, and I had to do some research on this, is that with a single dose of CBD, it can actually drop your blood pressure. I was kind of surprised by that, but after I did some research, I found out, and this again was triggered by one of the members of the group that had their blood pressure drop. So even though you were labeled as probably early hypertension or maybe like stage 1 hypertension, it could even help out with that too.
Yeah, it seems like they go hand in hand. I thought, and one goes up the other. I mean, you usually have issues on the other one, right? But so yeah, I would imagine that at least I would think that it would help on both.
Yeah. So here's my analogy for high blood pressure. And I don't know you, I can't see your face, so forgive me if I'm painting the wrong picture. But in general, most people that have high blood pressure are overweight. And everyone thinks that fat or adipose tissue is inert, kind of like jello just sitting there, not doing anything. But that's so far from the truth. Fat is a very active, metabolically active tissue, and it has a very rich blood supply. So when you think about that, the blood supply is kind of like a garden hose, if you will. So if you're normal weight, maybe you have about 50 feet of garden hose. But now if you're overweight, you have about 100 feet of garden hose. And in order to get water through that extra 50 feet of garden hose, you have to raise the pressure at the faucet, right? So it raises your pressure. So now if you reduce the fat weight, that means you get rid of all that extra blood vessels. So you get rid of that 50 feet of garden hose and your pressure comes down because the heart doesn't have to work that hard in order to get the blood through the vessels or the water through the shortened garden hose. Does that kind of make sense?
Sorry, I was unmuting. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I've never heard it explained that way, but that makes total sense.
Yeah, it's a real easy analogy because most people don't understand the link between weight and blood pressure.
Yeah, it seems to be something that goes hand in hand, right? I am a little overweight, but not a lot. I mean, I'm a below knee amputee on my left side.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that hasn't helped much as far as like being active as much as I could.
Sure.
Or as much as I used to be.
Sure.
But I mean, it is an excuse, and I don't use it as one. So I'm just trying to get better.
Yeah. So what's your exercise routine?
Currently, it's just walking right now.
Okay.
Actually, I do have to get my prosthetic replaced. So
Okay.
It's created some issues for me physically on my stump. So right now the walking is limited as well. So I'm in the process of getting it replaced. Once I get that all up and running again, I can develop a better or continue a different routine. But right now I'm kind of physically limited because of the weight bearing and all the other issues on this particular device that's kind of old and I have to get it replaced. But so that's caused a little bit of issue for me as well.
Do you have access to a gym?
No.
Okay. Do you have any gym equipment at home?
Yes.
What have you got at home?
A lot of different stuff, mostly like core training, things like that,
Okay.
Not much weight as far as like, lifting weights or anything like that, but a lot of different, kind of rowing and bike and things like that, cardio stuff. Yeah.
Awesome. Because, and that's exactly where I was going to go. With a stationary bike, you put your fully functional leg in the pedal with a stirrup or some type of strap, and then you can pedal, and you don't need the opposite leg until you get your prosthetic fixed. I have a friend of mine who is a double below knee, and she is an avid rower. because she can even row if her prosthetics aren't really fitting properly, because she can kind of seatbelt herself in the seat. So there's ways of working around it. You have to be a little bit kind of innovative. But most rowing machines that I've seen have a little strap that you can put over your foot. So you can work one leg. You have to be a little bit careful, so this way you don't torque your body too much. But you can still get some type of an aerobic workout.
Yeah, that's something I try to do, is just stay on the cardio a little bit. It's been a little limited lately, like I said, but
Yeah.
you know, I do not so much the free weights or anything like that, or lifting any heavy weight or anything, but mostly try to do the cardio, elliptical machines, things like that.
Okay. Okay. Good deal. Good deal. Perfect.
So I know Martha was having issues logging into the Zoom. And let me see who else. Give me 1 second, Dr. Phillip. And Bertha's traveling to Texas, so she can't jump on. Let's see. Jim, can you give Tony a little bit of a background of how you started with the CBD oil and with the group as well? With when you started the CBD oil and how much you lost weight and your A1C, how fast it dropped from the time that you started and when you got with your doctor.
Yeah, you know, I tried to get in touch with, because I don't know exactly when I started the CBD oil. So I emailed the CFO to find out when, you know, my order history, and they never got back to me on that. So I don't know exactly when I started the CBD oil. But
so you started in May
with the CBD oil?
Yeah, because I know you started with us in the group in March.
Right.
So like the beginning of May or end of April is when you started the CBD oil, or when you ordered your CBD oil.
Yeah. So so I started out at like 13, my A1C was 13.3, 13.6, somewhere around there. My blood sugar was 398. I started with Chris and my workout session and the diet that he recommended for me personally. And I'm still waiting to get my 6-month checkup. But my 3-month checkup, I was down to 6.5. My A1C was 6.5. And my blood sugar was around 118 or so. And I've lost 72 pounds.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's definitely huge.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Wow, that's great.
So the group does work if you want to work. You know, you have to put some kind of effort in yourself. It's not anything magical. You know, wave a wand over us and we get better. We have to do our work ourselves too.
Sure, right. And I'm just, like I said, I was just, you know, I've been working on a few things myself personally, but, you know, any additional help that I can get would be great, right? And talking to Giovanna, and she mentioned this, so I was like, yeah, I'm interested in learning a little bit more. Actually, we're just talking earlier this week, so we're just getting started here, but yeah, it's good to learn just in the information gathering stage here.
Yeah. And I know, like we're just finding out that the CBD is helping our blood pressure too, which they said. And so I'm hoping that is, and my blood pressure wasn't bad. I think it was just, as Doc says, I was so overweight that's why because I've always never had a problem with blood pressure before till I got that big. So I'm hoping with the loss of weight and everything, I'm hoping to be off all meds. If not this time, by the next session, but I'm hoping to get by 6 months. It keeps getting pushed back, first by her, then me, because I ran out here to Arizona. So I get this one, and then the next, if I'm not off the meds this time, I'm hoping I should be off the meds the next time. So
Yeah.
with less than a year, I should be off meds.
That's amazing. I can't wait.
So,
Exactly.
I mean, my body can't wait either. I mean, seriously. I mean, right? I mean, it's they don't do any. I mean, it's helping us because we put ourselves in this spot, but our body should be doing the work for us, not the medicine.
Exactly. And as long as you keep on eating the way you're supposed to, I think everything you value, goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
Like Dr. Phillip always recommends, it's the 20/80.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't foresee me going back to the way anything the way I ate before. Not even close. I enjoy the food that I eat now and everything. I'm not starved for taste or longing for anything except for a pizza every once in a while, I would say, and my spaghetti. But that, when I get all done, I can have it occasionally. But other than that, I haven't had a piece of bread since March.
Wow.
I haven't had rice. I haven't had pasta since March. I've had pizza every once in a while with my daughter, but that's been last time I think was June since I had a piece of pizza too. So, and I still remember what it tastes like. I think that's all that counts. But I think the deep dish pizza in Chicago is better because you don't have as much crust. You're not eating as much crust. You can eat it without the crust. So I actually think that does us better, favorable for us. So we'll see.
So, Jim, where are you at in Arizona?
I'm in Scottsdale, Old Town Scottsdale. That's where I'm at, on the base of Camelback Mountain.
Okay. So how far is Peoria from you?
Oh, far. That's far. Yeah, that's a ways away.
Okay.
Why is that? Is that where you're at, or?
No, there's a Giordano's in Peoria.
Oh, I got to look. They opened up Lou Malnati's all over the place here. They brought Chicago down there. There's a Portillo's. There's Giordano. I mean, Lou
Oh my goodness.
Malnati's. Oh, it's all here. And my daughter keeps trying to get me to go, but I'm like, no, I don't need to. I said, I'm good. I'm good.
So it must be all the snowbirds.
She was saying, because she works at Orange Theory right now, she can't believe, she didn't think there was as many snowbirds that have already moved down here.
Mm-hmm.
As it is. It's there's a lot of Chicago people down here. And with all the issues that go on in Chicago now, there is a migration out of there. So
Yeah.
But it is beautiful here.
I bet.
Yeah. 47 minutes. She just showed me something. She says Peoria is 47 minutes from me.
Yeah, that's kind of far to drive for pizza.
No, not necessarily sometimes. When you gotta have it, you gotta have it.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
But I do like the Giordano's, the stuff, because I could get this stuffed spinach.
Hmm.
And it's,
Yeah.
and like I said, you don't have to eat the crust, or you eat very little of it, but I don't eat the outside crust anymore. So that's why I say, I think the deep dish is actually better for us than the other.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, if it wasn't for the crust, it'd be keto.
Yeah, but I haven't had it since June, so
Good for you.
I'm still doing okay with it. I keep threatening to say that I'm going to treat myself after every little milestone I get, and just the threat of me treating myself is good enough for me. I get satisfied just thinking I'm going to treat myself. But
Very good.
I haven't yet. I think when I get off the meds, I might.
Okay.
You never know. So,
Well, keep up the good work.
well, thanks. I plan on it. But
Any other good news, Jim?
I'm not going to share right now. Not till I get
No?
back. Not till I get back.
Okay.
Because I think I did something else again, but I won't say anything.
You did lose again?
Well, no, you know what? I was at Orange Theory. I got my readout. She put me on the machine. I got a readout because I went in to visit her today, and she put me on the readout and everything. And I was 210 as she eats ice cream in front of me. I weighed in at 210 and I was down to 208, but that's okay. I'm very happy at where I'm at right now. And now that I'm doing my walk in the mountains and stuff like that, I expect to be okay. I expect to be down again even more. But
Oh, that's awesome.
I'll just say this, my waistline has shrunk again. So
That's what I thought.
yeah.
That's great news.
Yeah.
It is great
that,
news.
you can share that picture with Tony when I send you the new one.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm not going to say anything because I'm with her for a week. And if she keeps eating ice cream and pizza and all this stuff in front of me, I may gain a couple more pounds. And belt might go the other way then.
Right. I know my daughter's going to be in tonight, so.
Yeah, well, enjoy your weekend with her.
I know.
Yeah.
We'll see. So, Dr. Phillip, I do have a group going on with the girls.
Okay.
So I do have them checking their waistline, their hips, and their weight. And I have all of that sent to me. So I'm going to do a spreadsheet. And I'm going to be jotting down each week how much they've lost and all that as well.
Very good.
And I'm including myself on there too.
Very good.
So I know for the one that I'm really excited about was the visceral fat.
Mm-hmm.
I was impressed with that because I was at a 10 and now I'm at 9.0.
Very good.
So I thought that was very interesting.
It is, because visceral fat is the fat that causes the most inflammation and is most disease prone. So very good.
Yeah. So I like that. That was the only thing that I have an issue with, the sleeping part. I think my sleeping pattern's a little off, even with the sleeping spray that I've been taking.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I want to go ahead and start taking it in the morning at 5 o'clock in the morning instead, and using it for my workout.
Yeah. Especially since it seems like you're so sensitive to it, or hypersensitive.
Hypersensitive, yeah.
Very good.
Josie feels good with it. Freddie, I have Freddie on it as well. He
Okay.
said that he likes the way he feels with it, that he feels focused. He does feel hyper, but he doesn't feel like any jitters or any
Okay.
heart palpitations. So he felt good with it.
Good deal.
I'm getting another group of men together as well, so I can see how it works on them, because I want to compare the men and the women
Very good.
just to have a comparison as well.
Yeah. Very good.
Mhm.
Very good. And then depending on how analytical you want to get, you can even kind of subgroup them. In other words, you can compare the men of the same age group to the women of the same age group. So again, it just depends on how analytical you want to get. You can do all men versus all women. You can subcategorize them by age group. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun. I think so too.
Very good.
So I want to do that, and I'll be getting a couple more people. I know I've talked to a couple more people. I have a lady that I wanted to reach out to, Dr. Phillip.
Mhm.
I think she had cancer. So I want to
Okay.
see what type of cancer she had and what would help her out. Would it be the CBDA or the CBD or the full spectrum? Or it all depends on what she tells me.
Most likely it's going to be the full spectrum, because I found out that terrapins help out with tumor necrosis. So it may be the full spectrum.
Okay.
So we can.
So
we
what
can
is
find out. Go ahead.
what is tumor that word tumor necrosis? I didn't know what that means.
So it actually helps to kill bad cells, which are tumor cells.
Tumor cells. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
And let me see. I think I have Tina. Tina's gonna start the shape and burn on Sunday. I told her to send me all the information as well.
Okay.
Alice lost 1 pound last week, so I need to find out. She had a family emergency. Her cousin passed away, so she had a funeral to go to.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So that's the only thing with her this weekend.
Okay.
Let me see. Who else? I think that's it that
Good
I
deal.
have.
Good deal. Okay.
Tony, do you have any other questions?
Well, not yet, because I just want to see what the blood work comes back. You know, actually listening to Jim, you know, was a little encouraging, you know. So at my highest, I was 235 with the prosthetic. The prosthetic's about 27 pounds. I'm currently at like 220. So I have dropped. So I want to see what it comes back as, but I still know I'm not where I need to be. I'm not I'm 6 feet tall, so I'm not like, you know, super heavy or anything, but I could definitely stand to lose about 20 more pounds. It'd be great.
Yeah.
But I just want to see where the blood work is when it comes back, when he, you know, I get the results, and then at that point, I'm sure I'll have 100 more questions for you. But yeah, just like I said, just gathering some information today. You know, Jovi and I just started talking about it earlier this week, so she invited me on, and I took the opportunity to jump on. But listening to Jim, I mean, it's very encouraging. So you know, once I get all the information in front of me, then I'm sure I'll have a lot more questions for you. Unfortunately, right now, I just, you know, don't know what to ask.
No worries.
Oh no, that's fine. No,
But
it's
I do
just
appreciate it.
no, I was just wondering if you did have any other questions, because I know we didn't we didn't go too deep into what the pre-diabetes and stuff. So
Right, and I'm waiting to see what he tells me now. I mean, the last time he suggested, oh, maybe I should put you on a pill. I fought him a little bit, asked him to give me some time to improve a little bit, and I did. I just don't know how much, right? So we'll see what he says now. But yeah, the goal is, like Jim said, to get off of it. I don't want to get on it. I just want to stay off of it entirely, right? Hopefully, I don't have to get on anything, and that's my goal, right? Is to avoid that.
And make sure, Tony, you actually get the results, the numbers. Just don't let your physician say everything is good. Get the actual numbers, because then we'll tell you if you're optimal, not optimal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Jovi and I had talked about that, and
Yes.
she
Good.
said to get the numbers. Yeah, she says try and get the readings,
You
and so
could-
we can look at them. I said, yeah, absolutely.
I might lace them out.
I was gonna say,
They're going on the chaps, they're not really going in.
they will, because they got too much food
What if I lay
otherwise.
it on the seat?
Well, that's what I was gonna say, put it, because we're not eating or anything out there right now,
No.
so.
Maybe it's pizza night.
I know, right?
Good deal. Good deal. Well, when you have the questions, we'll be here to answer them for you, Tony.
I appreciate it, and I know there will be. Unfortunately, I'm just not sure what to ask, because I'm
No
not
worries.
sure what the situation is exactly. Right? I mean,
Sure.
I know it's not great, and I anticipate it not being, great. So I'm sure I'll have more questions at that time.
Yeah. No worries. No worries. No worries. It's all good. It's all good.
Dr. Phillip, let me see. I know, what was I gonna ask? I was gonna ask you something. So for the people that are on the Shape and Burn,
Mhm.
I know for Josie, I have her on the CBD and the CBDA. She's bringing on a couple of people as well. Well, that's where I'm getting the gentlemen that are coming on. But they're in Texas, so I know who they are, and I'm going to follow up with them as well on Tuesday. So we're gonna have a couple more people coming into the group. If they work at night or whatnot, I'll go ahead and speak to them directly.
Okay. Good deal.
Okay, and then if I have any questions, then I'll relay it to you.
Yeah, just let me know.
Yeah.
Sure. Good deal. Good deal. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay. Good
Yeah,
deal.
we don't, I know the majority of the people this week, Tina's, she's out, so she couldn't jump on. She was still working a little late. And then Bertha's traveling. Who else? I had several other people that were gonna jump on as well,
Yeah, it's all good.
but they've been a little busy, or they couldn't
Yeah.
jump on.
No worries.
Let me just ask this one, Doc, because so I sent pictures of Jovi. I did a mountain hike today,
Okay.
and it was long. It was up and down 4 peaks, and
Okay.
on my return trip back to my car, first of all, my hand started to throb. My thumb did, but the neuropathy in my left hand, it acted up, and it went numb, and it clenched. Now I'm just making a judgment thing that it was due to dehydration, because I didn't have enough water with me.
That could be part of it.
And I got down my numbers. My number was 100 on the nose. So it's not like I was had high blood sugar or anything.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, that's probably the most likely explanation, is that you're either dehydrated or maybe you lost some electrolytes, some salts, which can happen, especially in a very dry environment.
Yeah, I sure did, because it was 3,000 feet up. So I mean, it was a
Wow.
good climb.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, I was up and down 4 peaks. I didn't realize that I went over 2 peaks to the other side, and it wasn't a roundabout hike. I had to go back, a loop hike. I had to go back over the mountains to get to my car.
Mm-hmm. So you have to keep going.
Yeah, so I had to go. Because I had to get back to the car.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was a good hike. If that's all it was, I'm sure that's all it was dehydration, because I didn't expect to go on that long a walk myself. It just happened to be that way. So I didn't have all the water that I normally drink. But I'll do another hike in the morning, but I'll have more water with me.
Very good. Very good.
We'll
So
see how
since you're in Scottsdale, are you a fan of architecture?
Well, yeah, we got the Frank Lloyd right there down there too. But
Did you
yes,
go?
I've done it before.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Before the castles and everything too, up in the mountains and
Very cool.
all that stuff.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
in my youth, they used to let us drink in those castles. They used to have big parties in those castles.
Okay.
Um, yes, it's a very beautiful country up here.
It is.
I love it up here. 5 more years, hopefully.
And then you retire.
Yeah, hope to make 5 more years. As long as my hand doesn't fall off, we'll be okay.
I'm pretty sure it won't.
I'm sure it won't eat also. So,
Good deal.
well, this who knows what the next one entails? I'll try and do something different, I guess, next time.
Mm,
Because I guess I didn't do a good enough job on this one.
yeah, don't try.
I won't, because I got to swing golf clubs, you know.
There you go. There you go. Good deal. Good deal. Good deal.
So,
Okay, Josie. Looks like you're on your way home there, Jovi.
Yeah, I'm already in.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. So, same time next time, Jovi?
Yes, same time
Okay.
next time.
Okay.
And I'll have a couple more new people joining
Okay.
us as well.
Okay, very cool. Very cool. Okay, everyone, have a great weekend, and we'll catch up next week.
all right.
All right.
We'll see you next
Thank
Friday.
Good
Thanks,
deal.
everyone.
Good
Thank
deal.
you.
Thanks, Jovi. Bye.
All right, bye.
Bye.